Good evening, YouTube. So today is May 28th, and I'll be talking about New Orleans, as well as Austin, as well as what I'm going to do for my YouTube. And so let's get started. I'm excited. So New Orleans was just amazing. I love spending time in the French quarters and just getting to learn about the Creole culture. It was just a lot of fun and excitement, and I got to do it with 4 other individual ladies that I really admire, and that taught me different lessons about persistence, about being happy, about just learning to live in the moment, and that really inspires me every day, and just to be hungry and just to really adapt and learn a new culture. And I thought that was incredible. I got to listen to different music from all over the world. I got to really indulge myself in the beauty of it all. I got to experience different foods. I got to experience different lifestyles. Yes, the bourbon I'm talking about too. That was crazy. Nothing compared to Austin. So I definitely want to say that you can keep your beads. I'm gonna go get a beignet. Yes, I fell in love with those beignets and Cafe Du Monde, and so I cannot say good things. I cannot say enough good things about how this trip has, really impacted me in a positive way. I I mentioned that I learned about being happy, and it was just a good experience because I learned why one should be happy, and I definitely don't take any of that for granted. I also learned about being persistent. One of those experiences happened to be with shoes. Don't mess with a girl without her shoes. And so one of the girls really wanted a certain size in a black color, and I helped her look for it, and I promise you I looked through every box, but I couldn't find it. But she was persistent, and I liked that about her, that she, in the end, she got her shoe, and so that was awesome, and I looked up to that. And I learned about so much in just a little bit of time. And when I got back from my New Orleans trip, it really sunk in that if an emergency happened, I just wouldn't know how to handle it. And so that's the most important lesson of it all, because while I was in New Orleans, there was a lot of rain, a lot of flooding here in Central Texas. A lot of people, were in the way of the damage, or the damage occurred in their homes, and I just can't imagine, going through that, losing a home. And my heart goes out to you, as well as anyone who's lost a loved one. It's so hard. It's so hard. And so I definitely think that my heart goes out to you. I think that it's so hard, and my heart goes out to you, I should say. And it's just been really hard with the flooding, and I just think that it should stop. Hopefully it will, and we shall see what happens, and and go on from there. And as far as my YouTube channel, I hope to do more in Spanish, just because it'll be different, and it'll be me as well, and so I get to practice Spanish, and I think that's going to be incredible. And so I'm really excited for that. I really am, and I'm just looking forward to being more career oriented this week, and just taking it all in and just having a good time. Another thing too that I learned about me that's just different, and in a different sense, is that I finally learned that I'm a pot stirrer. Yes. Well, maybe not now, but in the past I've been a pot stirrer. So what that means is that someone that has a problem but doesn't talk to that person about it, but talks to somebody else, and then talks to that actual person that they have a problem with. And from there, more drama stems out. And so I definitely learned that about myself. Not that I did it or anything like that. It's just a lesson that I learned you know, while I learned to stop gossiping for a little bit. I learned that, and I still am off of gossip. So I think that that's definitely one of the things that I've seen about myself. It's not that it was ever a problem. It was just, I realized that I wasn't becoming what I wanted to because I was indulging in gossip for far too long. And I didn't realize why until, recently I learned that, I could be a pot stirrer, but it doesn't happen often, and just like, egging it on kind of thing. And I definitely see that I've come a long way since then, and I don't want to go back. And so, I mean, I want to move on forward with and be aware of the type of person that I was, and just so I don't become that person or that pot stirrer anymore. And so that's what I learned about myself, and I'm definitely working on not being a pot stirrer and just loving life and just not letting it get to me when things just are rough, and just being more open. So I guess that goes along with being open and just establishing how I feel about certain things. And so that's just something I learned, and I hope that this helps with different lessons, and just really learning, and every day I'm learning something new and taking it in, and it's helping. And so I hope you have a good night. I know I'm tired, exhausted, but I'll be ready to start a new day tomorrow. Have a good night.